Hey everyone, Tony Walsh here. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a little bit different. Never done one of these before, but I'm going to call it a Where Are They Now video. Because, you know, in today's time, in this crazy and chaotic world we live in, it is so easy to lose connection with our fellow YouTubers. And, you know, we need to do a better job of checking on each other. It is so easy to get burned out, and y'all know I have been burned out a couple of times and walked away, but usually never more than 30 days or so. And I would pump out one video within that 30 days, but never really just walked away from it. You know, because YouTube itself makes it stressful on us. You know, because when you first start a channel, you're trying to get to that magic number of 100. You know, so you get that, then it's like, okay, well, I can just cruise along now. And then as you get closer to that 1,000 number, actually, when you get to 200 and then 300 and then 400, you know, you just drive yourself crazy trying to get to them other numbers. But the next magic number of being 1,000 subscribers or 4,000 watch hours, you drive yourself crazier trying to reach those milestones. And because of that, you know, then when you get monetized, you got to keep those watch hours going. So, you know, you just start pumping out videos, hoping you can get people to watch. And you just burn yourself out because that stress is never ending of trying to reach those numbers and those goals that YouTube requires you to have, or you lose your monetization. Anyhow, a few weeks back, y'all know on the Farm Truck Friday that I have a prayer list, and we prayed for Common Sense Elizabeth. And that's what started this whole Where Are They Now part. Because as Frank from the channel Frank and Tina, as we were talking on the phone, you know, we were talking about Elizabeth because he was calling to tell me that she had passed away in October. And of course, this was in late January. You know, so October, November, December, January, you know, 3 months had passed, you know, before I knew it. And Frank had just found out. So, you know, that's tough when we find out that a fellow YouTuber has passed away that length of time, just because we're watching so many channels. And I have lost contact with several from when I took a break or they took a break, because, you know, that's the other thing with these algorithms. You know, if you don't watch somebody, YouTube quits sending you their notifications. So we have to be careful of that. Because it's not just our channel that we need to be consumed with. You know, we need to be watching our fellow creators. Because if it weren't for them, none of us would be where we're at today. You know, so that relationship is a two-way street. So we can't forget about those while we're trying to reach our own milestones. Because one is fellow YouTubers, but more importantly as fellow Christians, we need to keep a check on each other from time to time. So when Frank and I were talking, my mind started racing of who else I was missing. And the first one that was common to both him and I was a channel called Ex-Navy EOD. And I'm going to put a link in these channels in the descriptions. That way, maybe you know something about him that I couldn't find out. But I do know that Jackson, I think he had Parkinson's disease. But when we looked for his channel, we couldn't find it at all. So, you know, it's buried somewhere in the algorithm or something, but we just couldn't find it. So if you know where Jackson's at, or Ex-Navy EOD, or if something's happened to him, please leave me a comment below. That way, you know, I can spread the word. Now, the second one that was common to Frank and I was Shit Happens. And his name was CJ, and he had a great channel. Had two characters, and he played both of them. So, you know, the time commitment of making his videos was huge. Not just in making the videos, but the changing of clothes, the scripts he was writing. And I couldn't imagine how long it would take him to edit. Well, one, how long it would take him to create and even edit a 10-minute video. So, but anyways, I did send CJ an email, and he responded back the next day. So that's great. He basically just said he got burned out, which is totally understandable, but he does post on Instagram every day. So I'll put his Instagram link in the description, so that way if you want to go check him out, you can there. But I did tell him, that he was missed, and we'd love to have him back on YouTube, and he said one day he might, but doesn't know when. So the last one for today's video, I've got several more, so this is going to end up being a Where Are They Now series. But the last one for today was Michael from Frogfoot Holler. Now, Michael was a character, and his nephew, I think Colton, was his cameraman. But Michael was, hilarious. Just great all-around guy, jolly guy, in the garden and everything else, so told some corny jokes, told some good jokes, but mostly corny jokes. But, to know Michael was awesome. And just lost contact with him. Michael hadn't made a video in a year. So if anybody knows where Michael is, I'd love to. I did send him an email, but nothing back. So don't know if his email's valid, or it didn't bounce back to me saying unable to locate. But so I don't know who's reading, if he read it or whatever. But I'd just like to make contact with him just to make sure that he's okay. And that's my whole point of this whole video, is making contact and checking on these people, letting them know that they're missed, and if they're not okay, what can we do for them? We can pray for them, or if they're just burnt out, that's totally understandable, and that is what it is. I've been there, done that, but whatever. So if you know where Jackson from ex-Navy EOD is, or Michael from Frogfoot Holler, please let me know in the comments below. And if you have contact with them, contact them and let them know that I asked. That we'd love to hear from them again. Just do a check-in video or something. Because again, we're all YouTube creators. We say we're friends, we say we're family, but in reality, we're all brothers and sisters in the blood of Jesus Christ. So, Jesus called us to feed his people. Feed his lambs or feed his sheep. And that's what we need to be doing, is spreading the love, especially as it's coming up Valentine's Day. It's not just about your spouse or your significant other. It's about spreading the love of Jesus Christ, every day. And that's what we need to be doing. So let's check on our fellow YouTubers and make sure they're okay. So that's all for this video. I hope y'all have a blessed day and a blessed week ahead, which you're going to see this on Monday morning. So I hope you have a blessed week. Y'all take care, and God bless.